is Nigel Lea Grant, and I use he, they pronouns. And I told my close group of friends, my little family that I had, and they were like, all right, dude, like, we got you. This is going to be awesome. Like, what's your name going to be? Like, you know, just talking to them about it. And I was like, do y'all love me still? And they're like, hell yeah, you know? Like, fuck yeah, we love you. And I was just like, that's great. And then I called my dad, and he was just like, all there. I'm not even surprised. He was there for it. He's so funny. When I came out to him, he was like, hey, Dad, I'm trans. He's like, duh. I'm like, what do you mean, duh? I was just laughing. It was so cute. It was just like, knowing him, it was just like, there's no need for that. Just be you. And I was like, well, Dad, I had to tell you this because there's going to be changes. Like, I'm probably going to get a lot of muscle mass. I'm going to get facial hair. My voice is going to get deep. There's going to be a lot of changes. I don't know how fast, but I want to prepare you for when this happens, and it's very real. And he was like, okay. And he's like, what's your name going to be? And I was like, Nigel. And he was like, okay, you know.
Do you remember that first Pride event?
Yeah.
What was it like?
Oh my gosh, it was a party. It was so much love. It was so many haters. But you get that, whatever. It's like it was wild. It was beautiful. It was ugly. It was turned up. It was mostly just so much fun, just watching everybody just be crazy, be out there, like looking like me, looking like the people who I'm around, you know, and lots of alcohol, but so much love. Like, it was so much love. I was like, damn, I dig it. I love how every time we kiss, her nose print sticks to my lenses.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. My name is Leah Teresa, and I use she, they pronouns. You know, I'd just been in a series of terrible relationships for years, and then so I was finally like, I don't need anybody ever again, and I am super happy with who I am and what I'm doing. And then I met Nigel. And so, yeah, here we are. I didn't even know a trans person. I've never dated a trans person. I was completely clueless about all of it. But it all just felt really easy. But yeah, I remember he asked me to do a shot for him one time, and I was like, now? Like, you want me to just do that? And he just handed me the syringe, which was kind of weird. But I was like, well, okay. So, you know, that was like the first time I ever stabbed him in the butt, and I've done it lots of times since then. Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of exciting because Nigel, I think, had been on T maybe a year, not quite a year. Not 8 or 9 months when we met. And, yeah, I don't know. It was just neat to me that just to see, like, how much effort it took for him to be himself every day. And so that's when I talk to people about, you know, when someone says like, oh, but it's a choice and you have to choose to do this. I said, yeah, it's a choice. You have to choose to fucking ignore everything else in the world and say, I'm going to be who I am, and I have to do these things to be who I am. And that's a fucking huge choice. So I had totally admired that. I thought that was amazing. Just a piece of any trans person's story is like, you have to just be so confident. And a lot of trans people are, you know, that I know are shy, or maybe younger trans people are, you know, it's like a long process, but you know, it's a hard thing to, you know, when your name doesn't match what it says on your driver's license, and your gender marker doesn't match, you know, who you are inside, and you have to navigate the world with all of these. Just those couple things are super limiting and can be so discouraging, and you have to, like, you know, just normal day-to-day things that are super simple for most people, just require so much more energy and explanation and work. And so I admired that piece about him, and I thought that was really, just like it takes a lot of conviction to, in any type of way, stand up for what you believe in, and then live it, So with the testosterone stuff, I don't know, it was kind of fun because I was like, I get to participate in this really cool thing. And I get to be a part of your story, which, he's just a person. I give him way too much credit for all this trans stuff because he's just a person. But I definitely felt like, oh, I get to be a part of this, which just seemed, I don't know, it seemed really special. And I knew it was fairly early on in his transformation, but transition, both transformation and transition, but I did not realize the extent of, like, the physical transformation from then until now.
No, you don't dance. I dance. Only one of us can dance. Bend it over, bust it open. Twerk, 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 twerk.
What do you think your kind of first or early moments of thinking about your gender identity were?
Definitely like pre-K, kindergarten, around that time. We play house, and I was always trying to be like the father, or if I wasn't the father, I was trying to be the brother, or more of like a stupid but dominant, or something other than myself. And like, really, like, I was putting my all into like living up to that character. I wanted to play that character. I got to disappear and like from who I was in real life because it was a game. Vocally, my mom was just super like, I can just tell like she was just against who I was. There didn't need to be words either. It was just like how I was treated. And I remember when I was starting to get into more boys sports, my mom would be like, stop walking like that. You're starting to get pigeon-toed because you're playing basketball. And I'm like, what? No, this is how I walk. What do you mean? I mean, my dad, he didn't see anything. He didn't think I was, he didn't see anything wrong with it. I was different, but he didn't, he was always like, he knew I loved skateboarding. So since he worked for the National Park Service, like, they would confiscate skaters' boards if they caught them in the parks, like, grinding on the stone, because it's historical property. So they would confiscate them, and I remember one time he brought me home a real skateboard, like a really nice one, and it was broken in, and it was my favorite. So I just ride around, like, practicing my ollies, and I knew that he just loved me so much because he did that for me. He, like, got me things that were of my interest, my best interest, that I loved, I couldn't concentrate in school because all I'm thinking about is, like, what's my mom gonna say or do to me to break down the person that I know who I am, Ooh, to be in a space where there's like hardcore like gender boundaries it's hard work. It's a lot of work because I'm already like this nonconformist to begin with. And I joined the military because finally the Don't Ask, Don't Tell was dropped. But I knew there was a future for soldiers like myself, and even though I hadn't known one, I knew that there were trans service members. Maybe they were stealth. They probably had to come in, you know, come in after they transitioned to a certain point, or maybe they started while they were in and they were just at a position in their military career that made it easy for them to do it, you know? But it was tough because I think I had so much help from the universe because I was putting so much love into myself, no matter if people didn't accept me or treated me a certain way. I was happy because I was good at my job. I knew that I was loved. I knew that I would be able to be my true self. Not at that point, but I knew that it was coming close. T is man juice. No, T is testosterone, cypionate, and it's just like, I mean, that's one of the ways you can administer the estrogen blocker, which is what people like me, trans, female to male, and or trans non-binary, if they want certain like characteristics like facial hair, deeper voice, muscle mass. That's what we take to get these characteristics and qualities. And I mean, a lot for me at least, it's not just about the outward appearance. I feel so much better, like mentally. So I take T. I administer T through injection. I just load up the syringe. I started out in my thigh, my upper thigh, upper outer thigh. But after about a year and a half, I administered it through my butt cheek. And my wife will do it for me. If she's not around, I can do it myself, or I'll do it in my stomach. There is intramuscular shots, and there is subcutaneous injections, which is like through the fat. Yeah, you just do that. I do it once a week. Some people can do it every other week, depending on their dose. There's pills you could take. I was like a rare case. I was pretty unstable with my T for a while. For the first bit, I was okay, and then once I got past a certain age on T, where your body should be like acclimated to it, I was not acclimated. And I went through all this shit for a really long time just to find out my body just wanted to be 4 times bigger than it was. And now I feel great. Like, I'm huge compared to what I was last year. Like, Leah still can't even believe I wear a large shirt. And I think that was my body just like, it's puberty, you know? So I was just so unstable. Like, it felt like I would never figure out my dose. And we just stayed patient and tweaked the dose. And now I'm here and I'm good. It definitely made me kind of more moody, like in the beginning, while my body was just trying to acclimate to, this new drug, new part of my life. Like, get out there. If you think you're trans, get out there and try to meet people. If you know them online, try to meet them in real life. If you finally met them, maybe try to video chat with them, have like personal conversations with them. Go to events where there's trans people. Do some reading. Watch YouTube videos. Follow people on YouTube. I follow people that didn't even... I follow these little white teenagers like from Boston. I was like, what the fuck? This is stupid because we're not even like... The only thing we have in common is that we're trans, But it helped so much seeing them in a relationship, having a partner that was supportive of it. So that's how it absorbs the sunlight, so it just looks super soft. The sun bounces off it, so it has like a wax finish. Like, it's just crazy how this absorbs all the light.
Okay, I feel good. Good. On that note.
On that note.
Hold on.
Nice.
You're like,
Yeah. time.
I love that whole
That
thing.
too.
That whole thing. I love that whole thing.
I know some stuff. So.